Today we are working on our wrist. So if you are somebody who has weak wrist and you want to work on strengthening it, or you want to increase the mobility of your wrist, then today it is the class that is going to help you. Now, before we start, I want you to understand that if you have had an injury, say fracture, and you have been advised not to put pressure on your wrist, then I would suggest please don't do this class. You don't need to do this class unless your doctor has asked you to start doing some wrist strengthening exercises. Okay, so we are going to start with warm up. So first we'll do the warm up of our joint. Then we will work on the strength, and then we'll move on to the mobility. For today's session, we are going to need a couple of props. So let me show you. We are going to use one dumbbell. So if you don't have dumbbell, don't worry. You can use anything lying around you that is long and you can hold it in your hand easily. Then we are going to need a ball, something that you can squeeze. If you don't have it, no worries. You can roll a towel and then you can use the towel instead of ball. Then I'm using a table. So there's a small stool that I have that I can move around because we need to put our wrist onto something in order to get the surface that will help us make all the movements possible. Okay, so let's get started. We are going to start with the warm-up. So bring your wrist in front of you. I'm starting with the right hand. We'll be working on flexion and extension. So we are going to move our wrist up and down. Okay, so make sure this is stable and parallel. You are lifting your wrist up and down. Now you can do this for 30 to 60 seconds. Let's do it for 30 seconds. You can keep moving your wrist along with me. There's not much to talk here. So I'm going to just expect that you are moving your wrist along with me. Sometimes what happens is you might have less mobility in your joint and you might not be able to extend it completely. And that's okay. Move as much as you are comfortable. We are doing this for 30 seconds. Very good. Now let's move on to the other hand. Make a fist with your hand. Make sure your arm is parallel and then you bend your wrist and then extend. Flex and extend. Flex. We are going to continue doing this for 30 seconds. Extend. Flex. Extend. If you have wrist injury or a minor sprain or strain and you feel like your wrists are weak, then this class is for you. For those of you who recently joined, we are going to do this for 30 seconds and that's it. Very nice. Now, bring your palm in front of you. Let your thumb point up. We are going to move the wrist sideways. So let's say I have kept this stable and I'll not move my rest of the hand, just the wrist. So lift it up and then towards the ground. Again, lift it up and towards the ground. If you observe, the movement when I am pointing it up is less. So I'm trying to move it up, but there's less movement here. The degree will be less and that's okay. Let's keep doing this for 30 seconds. Very nice. So if you ask me how many times you need to do these exercises in a week to get stronger wrists, I would say twice a week is good enough. You can follow the entire routine or you can pick and choose whatever is comfortable for you. So right now we are just doing the warm-up. Warm-up you can do every day. Moving on to the other wrist. So keep your arm on the surface and then let your arm point down towards the ground and then lift it up. Point it down, lift it up. Keep moving in this manner for 30 to 60 seconds. We are aiming for 30. You'll feel like there is some sort of obstacle when you're trying to move it up. That's the range of motion. We cannot really move it past certain angle. Very nice. We are going to do this for another 5 seconds. Last one. And that's it. Very nice. Let's start with some wrist rotation. So hold on to your right wrist, make a fist with your hand, and start rotating your wrist. You're trying to make a nice big circle with your wrist. 2, 3. Continue making the circle. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's rotate in opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Continue moving. 8, 9, 10. Very nice. Let's switch the side. Make a fist with your left hand. Use your right hand to hold the wrist and start rotating your wrist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Rotate in opposite direction. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax your wrist. Now this was the warm-up. These 3 exercises you can practice every day if you have any issue of weak wrist, or you want to try out these exercises before starting your push-up or plank or pull-ups. Okay, now moving on to the strength part. If you have weak wrist, then you need to try out this. You can use a dumbbell that might be available in your house. If you don't have dumbbell, no worries, pick up a bottle and you can do it with it. Fill water, maybe 1 liter bottle, or 500 ml, even that is okay. So you're going to place your arm on top of a surface. Let your wrist hang. Now you're going to fold your wrist and let your hand go down, and then lift your arm up. Okay, lift it as high as you can. There's a possibility that if you have weak wrist, your hand won't lift up this high, and that's totally okay. Go with your mobility. You don't have to overdo until you are comfortable. So let's try this out for next 30 seconds. Let your arm go down and then lift it up. Keep moving in this manner. You can always increase the time. You can do it for 60 seconds if that's what is needed for you. Very nice. Last few seconds. And last one. Very nice. Good job. Now turn your arm around. Okay, now I'm going to keep it this way. Again, I'm going to let my arm relax completely and then lift it up. All the way down and lift it up. Lift up as much as you can. I can feel there's a lot of restriction right now and I'm not able to lift after a certain point. If that's you, totally okay. Go for how much ever you can. Keep moving for next 30 seconds. Again, you can do this for 60 seconds as well if you are comfortable. Very nice. Keep moving. You might be feeling it already in your wrist. It's like your wrists are working really hard to continue this movement. Last 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Let's move on to the other hand. Again, first we are going to start with our palm facing down. Make sure your arm is nicely supported. Let your wrist hang. Which band dumbbell is it? Okay, I bought it from Decathlon. It's called as Nyamba, but you'll get it in Decathlon. It's easily available. Again, let's start. Bring your arm down and then lift it up. Lift it as high as you can. I can see my left hand has lesser mobility as compared to my right, and let's work on it. I am with you in this. We are practicing together, building strength together. Let's try to increase the range of motion. Yes. And then all the way down. Good. Keep it up. We have 10 more seconds in this exercise. Continue moving. Last 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Now turn your arm up. And again, let your wrist hang. Okay, rest of the arm is nicely supported. Rest of the arm is nicely supported. Only your wrist is hanging. And now we are going to bend and try to lift the weight up using our wrist strength and extend it away. Let's continue doing this for 30 seconds. Fold. I can feel it. My left hand is weaker than my right. And it's quite natural. We focus more on our right hand, usually. You can always keep your weight loose if you're comfortable, or else nicely hold it. Last 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Next one is called as pronation and supination. So you're going to hold your weight in your hand. The side edge of your arm is supported. You're going to open your arm up towards the ceiling and rotate it as much as you can. And then rotate your palm down towards the ground. So this is supination, when you're opening your arm, palm facing up, and then turn it, and then pronation. Let's do this for 30 seconds. Open your arm. Make sure you're moving your dumbbell using your wrist, not your rest of the arm. It would be easier to do this with lighter weight to start with. You can do it with a resistance band if you have one. You can use water bottle. Whatever you have, go for that. And work on strengthening your wrist. Very nice. We'll do this for next 5 seconds. Last one. Very good. Let's switch the hand. Move on to your other hand. Again, hold it nice and tight. Make sure the movement comes from the wrist. Rotate your palm up. Supination. Rotate your palm down. Pronation. So I'm trying to make sure the movement comes from the wrist and not from my shoulder. For that, you have to make sure that your arm is resting well on a surface. If it's not resting, then you're going to get the movement from the shoulder and not from your wrist. Very good. Keep moving for 30 seconds. Very nice. There's a limited movement on my left side and I can feel it. You can comment and tell me which side is harder for you. All right, that's it. Very nice. Next one is radial deviation, which means we did this warm up where we were moving our hand up and down sideways. Same thing with the weight. You're going to let your hand go down sideways and then try to lift it up. Let me turn sideways to give you a better view. All right, so you're going to let your arm hang downwards and then lift it up. So we are going to do this for 30 seconds. I know these exercises don't look very interesting, but trust me, they help in strengthening your exercise. It's strengthening your wrist in order to do exercises like push-up, pull-ups, chaturangas if you're into yoga, and a lot of arm balancing yoga asanas that we do requires a good wrist strength. Otherwise, you're going to feel pain while doing it, and you'll end up not practicing it often. Right, let's move on to the other side. Sideways, okay, we are holding it sideways, palm facing forward. Let's let the wrist go down and then lift it back up. Let it go down and lift it back up. Keep moving in this manner for 30 seconds. All right, very nice. Last few seconds, and then we are going to move on to the mobility of our wrists. That's it. Very nice. Good job. You don't need dumbbells anymore, but if you have a problem with grip, then you can use a towel. Let me just get my balls. It went away. So you can use a ball or a towel, hold it in your hand and try to press the ball. Now, if you don't have ball, you can fold a towel and then you can try to press the towel. This will increase the grip of your hand. This is usually for people who are trying to work on their pull-ups. It will improve your grip. You can do this. Good. Now, let's work on the mobility. So for mobility, we are going to put the weight on our hands, palms right below the shoulders to start with. Now, you are keeping your shoulder wrists in one line. To increase the mobility, we are going to lean forward so that our wrist will go ahead. Our shoulder will go ahead of the wrist and come back. Now, this movement might put a lot of pressure on your wrists, and if you have less mobility, you will feel some sort of pain. So you have to decide the range of motion that is comfortable for you. You don't have to go quite far away right now. You can just stop at a point where you feel a little bit and you are satisfied for now. Over a period of time, you can try and increase the mobility. Let's work on it for next few seconds. Good. 4. Nice and slow. There's no hurry. 3, 2, and 1. Now turn your fingertips away from each other. So your both arms are pointing in opposite direction. Move your upper body to the left side, to the right side, to the left side, to the right side. You'll feel it on your wrist as well as your shoulders. So I find this quite relaxing for my shoulders more than my wrists. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now turn your fingertips towards your knees. Okay, so you're rotating your palm and turning your fingertips towards your knees. Move your hips back so that you feel the stretch coming onto your wrist. Now you might start getting the stretch even if you move a little bit, and that's totally okay. You don't have to go far. Since I have the mobility, I can go a little bit deeper. You decide what is your range and you stay there. Come forward. 2, forward. 3, forward. 4, forward. 5, forward. 6, forward. Very nice. Now we are going to release the tension from our wrist. Now that wrist has moved in certain direction quite a bit, so we are going to release the tension. So let's turn the palms up towards the ceiling, fingertips pointing towards each other. You might feel that it is difficult to keep the elbow straight because the pressure on your wrist is going to be quite a lot. In that case, have a soft bend in your elbows, and that's totally okay. Maybe you can straighten, maybe bend, or maybe you combine both. You bend your elbows and then straighten it for a second. Again, you bend your elbows, then straighten it out for a second. Keep doing this for a couple of rounds. You can continue doing this for maybe 10 counts. And that's it. Now rotate your wrist. Release any kind of tension. It might feel a little sore right now because you have exclusively worked on your wrist. So when you work a lot, rotate in opposite direction. When you work a lot on your thighs, you feel that there's a little soreness. Same way, there'll be soreness and it will go away. It's because you have exclusively worked on it and maybe you have less mobility or less strength. That's why you're feeling a little soreness, but it goes away in a couple of hours or maybe a day. All right, so that was our class. We are focused on wrist. This is not for carpal tunnel. If you want carpal tunnel, then we can do an exclusive class on it. You can comment and I will make one class for carpal tunnel exclusively. If you have any other requests you want me to accommodate in the class, please type it in the comment section and I'll try to arrange one class related to it. If you have anything else, do let me know and I'll help you out. I've got few messages from RK Lofi World. Hi. There's somebody called R. Hi. Rahul. Hi. Hello G. God 365 non-stop. Peace and blessing. Peace and blessing be with you and your family. Thank you so much everyone for watching and for showing up, learning with me. I really appreciate your presence. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow at 12:30. Bye-bye.